tourism industry was hit very hard. Welcome to the first episode of calling all the unsung heroes of the travel industry. In this episode, I will introduce you to 6 very special individuals, which I'm very happy to call them my friends and ex-colleagues. They are from different fields of the travel industry and also from different locations. So they are going to share their exciting stories, their own experiences, and how they lived through this pandemic. During these times, we all are challenged on our mindset, on our feelings and emotions, especially when we don't have a certain date for a restart or when our jobs are in a question. While some locations in Europe are already reopening and just struggling with some low volumes, other locations they still don't have a certain opening date. So I hope that with this video series we can share some good and useful tips how to have a little bit of a refreshed mindset and how to look forward in a very positive manner. Be welcome to share the next about half an hour with us. I hope you enjoy, and I will be seeing you all for the next episode.
Hello to all the unsung heroes of the tourism industry, and I absolutely understand how this may have impacted you personally from a work point of view, but also from a personal point of view. So thank you, Mariana, for this initiative. So a lot has changed really from the way we work now. So I'm in HR, so I'm the director of HR. And so the way we've had to look at work and how we do things within the hotel during this pandemic has been intense. You know, we've had to look at a lot of things because this pandemic has affected people, and my business is people, and it's about ensuring we take care of our team members, but also our guests as well. So for me, the way my day-to-day has changed is I'm working from home at the moment. I fall under the vulnerable category, but as a business, we have looked at different departments that can work remotely. So we have promoted working from home rather than working from the hotel. We have key workers in our hotel that are taking care of the property from a health and safety point of view to ensure that we comply with Legionella rules. And also from a cleanliness point of view as well. So daily we try and maintain our routine just so that we don't break that. So as a leadership team, we continue to have our morning meetings to give updates, to see what projects we're working on, and to ensure that we're really ready and there for our teams when we're given the go-ahead to open our hotel. You know, as a hotel, we pride ourselves on the social part of our culture because we're quite a very sociable bunch of people. We really interact with each other face to face. So this has been a major change for us. So we've had to really look at how we communicate. But thanks to the tools that we have in the hotel, like Flow for training, Talent Toolbox for engagement, but also Fourth Engage for communications, we have kept the lines of communications open with our teams that work remotely on the hotels, but also those that are on furlough. So we will post every 2 months. We have town halls that we record for our team members just to give them some key updates on what we're doing in the hotel in regards to projects, our reopening plans, and just how we're basically keeping in line with government guidelines. We also really try to remain engaged with them. So we'll still do our fun activities like have our Tuesday treats virtually where everybody can take part. We have our recognition program still running. So we ask our team members just to take part. It's a good way to break the day with all of this uncertainty and isolation. So we really did maintain that and keep that up. And the response from the teams has really been good because they remain engaged with us. So communication for me during these times is extremely important, just to be really transparent and as honest as possible with the information that you have. So what I miss most about my normal day-to-day is the people. I am such a people person, being out there for the teams, talking to people, seeing how their day is, what they're doing within their departments, looking at the different guests that are coming in. I absolutely miss that social interactive part of my day-to-day. because it does help break what you have to do in the office while you're sitting at your desk in front of a computer. At the end of the day, we're hospitality, and our business is people. It's about ensuring that the experiences that we have for our guests and our team members is one in a million. It's an exceptional experience. So I absolutely miss having that with my teams. So, in times like this, you always have to ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. And in these uncertain times, especially, you have to make very tough and difficult decisions. So you always have to remind yourself of your why. Why am I still doing this? What is my North Star? What makes me keep going? And for me, it's about the people, our culture, because it's very, very special. So, and hospitality just as an industry, because it's such a people-driven industry, it's extremely important to remember that it's all about the people. It's all about our guests that will be coming back. It's all about the team members that are going to create that experience for the guests. It's all about that engagement and that social interaction that you have with your team when you come back together and you celebrate your successes, or you just have to relook at how things are done. And it's just the teamwork aspect that keeps me going and keeps me looking forward to what's going to happen down the line or tomorrow. I think for me, what this pandemic has done is brought together everybody from different, as well as we are the hospitality and tourism industry, but you'll see restaurants, bars, and hotels coming together to see how are we actually going to move forward from this, because we're all equally impacted. So I think for me, the way this has brought everybody together is you have to collaborate. You have to share best practices because we're all in this together. And I think this pandemic, as cliche as it sounds, we are genuinely all in this together. So if one hotel is not successful because of the way society is now, there is going to be that stigma attached to hotels. So I think the collaboration that we've all had together, I've had more calls with other industry leaders than I have before this pandemic, and so have my colleagues. So for me, I think that collaboration right across has really been phenomenal. And if we continue that post the pandemic or post the opening and going into the new normal, I think we definitely have to maintain that same energy in order for us to beat this, because we can see that our businesses are going to take quite a while to recover. So if we keep that same energy of collaborating with each other and supporting each other, the tourism and hospitality industry will definitely survive this.
We were working almost 100% in the hotel. Then, like in 2 weeks, we closed it. It was a drastic move, and it was quite weird to work just for 10 clients or less. And the most dramatic point, it was the turn off the lights. When you know that we're gonna close, and we just switch off, and that's hard. Um, it was me to do it. So we give the days off for the ladies to don't have a lot of crying, to be more human. Staying at home, I manage my time to make a lot of trainings and some areas that I have interest, different from pastry and bakery. Also start a project that I hope that it will go well, that is the Association for Pastry and Bakery in Portugal. It was quite okay, it was weird. Thanks God we were in Algarve. It's quite a nice place to stay. It's a region prepared for a lot of tourists. We have a lot of space and possibilities, and even to get a walk, we can walk in the beach. The pastry and bakery team, we are all together, so everybody is working. Quite weird because we don't have the services and so on as usual. We are making cleanings, organizing everything, tastings, and so on. This was hard times for everybody. The team was quite okay. It was one of the best teams that I work with. With this pandemic and everything, we start to be more close to each other, to care about what's happening at home, what's happening with the dog, with the cat, and so on. So we start to chat much more online, of course. So our way of communication changed for the online, but the energy that we are having in these last 2 weeks, it's good. It's really good. So the guys are happy to go back to work, always trying to help each other and so on, and communicating. So this it changes communication for sure, and it was a bit better. In the hotel, in the pastry and bakery team, we have some people, some old ladies here since the opening. So maybe what I miss the most, it's the kisses and the hugs from that ladies. They just think that we are the sons, okay? So they just come, they hug, and they say, "Oh, how are you?" and so on. That I miss for sure. I think that we are quite okay, almost perfect. Um, in the future, I think that it will be important to remember them, that the energy that we have now, it's really important to keep it for the future. We are making a soft opening 2 days. We're gonna make the real opening. For now, we make some changes. So basically, we change a lot of the menus. We finish with the buffets. Everything is a la carte. Also, to give more confidence to the customers, we are giving a lot of more offer to the room service menus. They can eat in their comfortable place. Also, the new way, or as we can call it, in the past, the customers was going to the hotel because they have a big screen, a good connection to the internet, and things they don't have at home. I think that nowadays and in the future, it's more to make them feel safer in the hotel than in their homes themselves. Now, to this to happen, we have a lot of protocols and so on to make it work. But in the future, we need to put more measures and try to make the customer feeling better uh, during the stay with us. Also, the human factor. Remember that we are a hotel. The hotel, it's about trust, about happiness, about making the client feel good, really good, and different from what they are in their normal days. So basically being a very good human and uh, have a really safe place for the customer to stay.
Hi everyone. I was asked by Mariana to give a bit of a brief about being a hotel worker. We handled this pandemic. I have to record my video at home, as you can see, because at the moment next to our hotel we have a construction site and there's like a lot of noise, so it wouldn't have come out clear in any case. So welcome to my home as well. I work in a very, very small 35 room, 3-star hotel in Pacheville, in a district in St. Julian's, which is one of the most sought after touristic places in St. Julian's, where there are hundreds of hotels and apartment accommodation. Next to the hotel, we also have our own 5 apartment block, basically, which we rent out as an apart hotel. And we share the facilities of reception and restaurant and breakfast between the hotel and the apartments. So basically, that's a bit of a background about where I'm from. And by the way, I'm from Malta. This pandemic started hitting us actually in as early as January, February. We started receiving lots of cancellations from Asian countries like Japan, China, and we started realizing that this is gonna hit bad. March, we started receiving the cancellations. Late February, actually, 26, 27 February, started receiving the cancellations from Europe, mainly Italy, because obviously the pandemic had started over there. We closed the hotel completely around the 28th of March because the airport closed. So obviously, without the airport, we're not the kind of hotel, because we're not a resort. We don't have a swimming pool. We don't have a spa yet. We're not the kind of hotel that would cater for the locals, because Maltese people would look for those things, to go and relax, since they couldn't go on holiday. So even though I think most of the 5 stars and 4-star hotels still close their doors, a lot of places, just like us, took the time to refurbish or do any works that they were planning for the next winter maybe, or that they never would have done. Boss is very optimistic, so he stayed very, very, very positive, which helped us a lot. I'm a person who gets taken over by anxiety sometimes, and having my manager, the owner of the hotel, calming you down and telling you that all the time it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, we're going to come out, of this, and in the meantime paying the wages out of pocket, which is something I really admire. We did not start receiving the government subsidy, because in Malta we had a government subsidy on wages and on many other things, although not covering all wages, but we haven't started receiving them until after, I think, 2 months, 2.5 months. So obviously everything was being paid out of pocket. My job in the hotel is being the owner's PA, and every other thing like office administrator, reception coverage, and being a small hotel, you kind of get to be the jack of all trades. And I was really, really focusing on collecting the money that was owed to us by debtors. And obviously he, on the other hand, was speaking to the creditors all the time to try to get better payment terms, because we couldn't pay everyone. However, he still continued paying. So obviously finance was a struggle, but we managed somehow. And in the meantime, he's, like I said, he's very optimistic, so he started several projects around the hotel. We're finally going to be opening the spa, hopefully very soon, which will give us an edge. He's changing over the restaurant, because at the moment we only have a breakfast restaurant, so he's changing it over to lunch and dinner restaurant as well, to a steakhouse and pizzeria. The hotel is still closed. I don't think the flight situation to date is clear yet, because guests are actually telling us that they're still cancelling their flights in July, as in the airlines are cancelling their flights in July. So even though Malta has a safe corridor with, I think, 19 different countries, and now even more, I don't think the airlines are yet stable in their booking process. Maybe we'll open on the 15th, maybe we'll open on the 10th, we'll see. We're playing it by ear, literally week by week, day by day. Obviously lots of losses. We have tried to deal with the cancellations as much as possible to give them vouchers instead of credit vouchers available for a year, instead of the full cancellation. So at least A, we collect some money now, which obviously helped us keep the ball rolling, and B, to kind of hold the guests with us, and we'll be able to then see them next year or later this year. We kept the hotel ongoing in the way that we did not, obviously the hotel closed its doors, but we all kept our jobs, apart from there was the night receptionist who was due for retirement, so he retired. There was our housekeeper who decided to stay at home because she preferred it like that, so she stayed at home and received the government subsidy. But everyone else received almost full wages, let's put it like that. And we kept on going, with duties. I can't say that I did my normal duties, but we did many other things in the meantime. There were days which was, for me, it was surreal, because I have worked in hotels for a long time, with a gap of 7 years, 7-8 years actually. But I never, ever, ever in my life thought that I would be in an office or in a reception of a hotel completely empty, just me on my own. And that was surreal for me. It was something that was new. It was a peculiar experience. You walk out in the streets of Pacheville. If anyone watching this video is aware of where Pacheville is familiar with the area, you know that Pacheville is, booming with business people, tourism, gaming industry. It's surreal to see the streets empty, really. And we started opening up again. Lockdown is over. Restaurants are opened, so we are seeing a lot of movement. Traffic is back, unfortunately. So yeah, but working in an empty hotel was very strange. We had to literally lock the door of the hotel I mean, who locks the door of the hotel? And yeah, that was strange. But hopefully, we'll get on our feet. We'll get back on our feet very, very soon, as early as next month. We're not expecting the business to be booming immediately or to have a full hotel, but the strategy with the rates is that we update the rates every day. We check the competition, we check the flights, we check what's going on. So there's a lot of effort being put on sales and yield, even though we're a very small hotel, like I said before. During the time when it was empty and the streets were empty, there were very few days when I actually met my colleagues, and that is something I missed, because being a small hotel, we're like a family. I mean, there's only 14 of us in total, and we were keeping in touch every day. Like, I would just shoot out a message to everyone, hey guys, how are you? Most of my days were working on my own, so I didn't really get to see them. And sometimes maybe when I'm off, I used to go and say hello, and that is something I missed, being the camaraderie of working together and having a laugh and having lunch together and all that. Hopefully we're starting to get back to normal now, and this will leave us better. In a few months, maybe we can say, we're better, we're closer, we're more on the ball as it comes when it comes to commercial, like how to handle rates, how to handle the yield, and hopefully we'll get through it, and hopefully so will everyone. It will be a slow recovery, I think. Hopefully we'll get a better product in all of Malta and the hotel to offer to clients and to guests, and we'll get through it.
You, buddy. Good morning. Hope everybody's good. Everybody going well. Family, everything is good. Safe from COVID-19. I would just like to explain about COVID-19 in Zanzibar, how it was and now. At the beginning it was like a joke. We didn't believe about COVID-19 that's is coming out here. We say like it's gonna end up very soon. Just China will not spread on the world, stuff like this. And we are still receiving some tourists in and out, no problem. Tourism attractions was still open, no problem. People are enjoying the beach, kite surfing in the water, no problem. I'm a kite surfing instructor. Because from January we just started to know like there is a COVID-19. Slowly, people start to really take care. It was a lot of information from mass medias and reading a lot in internet and see what is going on in the world. But there is people who was worrying about it, and some others didn't worry about it, because we are two groups. Some other group depend on tourism sectors, and the others are out of tourism sectors, so they didn't really know about this thing, what is going on. But because of interaction of tourists and locals, so those local who are working in tourism sector, they understand what is going on, and slowly people trying to take care slowly. Locals here are a little bit stubborn, they don't follow this till they see somebody die in front of them, and then they start to take care. So some of people were still staying in group, some restaurant still was open, and the local transport still was going on, no problem. So the government started to announce like everybody, we have to use sanitizers, we need to use masks when we go out, sometime we need to take gloves when you go to the bank or everywhere you go, you need to use your hand. Most of the time you need to use some gloves. In supermarket out, you cannot go inside of supermarket, or you cannot buy anything from the shop, from the local shop, till you have sanitizer. Wash your hand with a soap clearly, and then slowly are people taking care like this. And there was a little problem in the street, like from the kids. They were really scared of people who coming from abroad, like I could say white people. Wherever they see white people, they are thinking like, oh, you have corona, you have corona, you have corona, stuff like this. And it was really bothering the white people, because it's not really good. They were here before Corona, and still they're here. So I could say if they have Corona, we have Corona as well, you know. So we were taking care of this. So we were reporting this case to the chief of the village, and the leader of the village always try to, you know, organize a team, try to educate the kid. But during that time, a beach and, you know, football places where people are playing football start to be prohibited. People should not stay in groups. Restaurants are closed. Local transport has to be 50% the normal, you know, board and stuff like this, and the border just been closed, you know. Yeah, so was like that. So Zanzibar became pretty quiet, you know, and that time we were in Ramadan. We were fasting Ramadan, so everybody was home, and also it was rainy season, so it's kind of, you know, everybody has to stay home. And it was good luck because it's raining outside, so nobody going out, so everybody's staying home safe, you know. So we were using some local treatment. It's like mixing different trees, you know, and boil it, and just you need to breathe the vapor. No, for 7 days, something like that. You know, you have to do it in a row for 7 days, and if anything in the body is gonna die. It's the same way. This one been helping a lot. Even myself, I did. So, you know, it's an old country, everybody was doing so it was kind of helping a lot, and we had good weather that time. I mean, not super cold, just raining, but we get sun sometimes, so it was over 29 degrees. So it been also, I could say, helping us, you know. In Tanzania or Zanzibar, I could say is like one of the mentioned country that could be really affected with Corona. But luckily, I could say like we've been protected. It's kind of miracle or a magic, God blessed, you know. So we've been safe here without any, you know, any a lot of problem from coronavirus, you know. Now we see the thing getting better, but still we need to take care about you know, COVID-19, keeping distance a little bit. Not, you know, when you feel you have coughing and stuff, you need to quick go to hospital, or you need to report, and you get help. For my side, or my opinion, I could say stay positive, no problem, and everything gonna back to normal. You know, we say like no longer at ease. Everything at the end, whatever begin is gonna end. So we need to stay positive for our mindset, you know. If you worry, you make it double, so you're gonna have health problems, stuff like this. But you know, stay strong. Everything gonna be okay. How is now everything is good. Hotels start to be open, you know, and some few of them already receiving some guests, you know. So I think condition is getting better, and everything will be, you know, everything will be gone. So is what we believe. Thanks for watching this video, and hope everybody understand what is going on now here, and it help in somehow, you know. Yeah, yo buddy, cheers, bye.
Hello everyone, welcome from Scotland. My name is Esther, and I live in the village in the most northwesterly point of whole Scotland, which is situated right on the beach on the North Atlantic Ocean. If you can see it in the background, it's a lovely place. Look at those beaches, look at the water. Now, on a day like this in June, usually it's crowded, there are plenty of tourists walking their dogs, going surfing, bodyboarding, kayaking, or even just swimming. Now today, unfortunately, there is no one here, and it's been like this for like 12 weeks now. Now, this is the famous road through the village, going down to the other beach called the Balnakill Beach, with the Balnakill House and the famous old cemetery. And the golf course, which is to the west side of it. I'm gonna go down in a minute and I will show you how deserted it is. Now, this is the most northerly golf course on the whole British mainland, the Durness Golf Club. which is a lovely place. You can play golf here and watch the sunset. It's perfect location. As you can see, it's not open for public, it's only open for residents. There is only one car here at the moment because social distancing is still in place. This would be a big car park, it's usually crowded and you can't have a space there. This is a famous beach called Balnakil, which is stretching for like 2 miles all along the sand. You can walk through the hills up to Farid Head, which is a very nice viewpoint. This beach is usually very busy among tourists and local peoples as well. Now you can see it's very quiet. As you could see on my videos, this COVID-19 pandemic has a significant impact on the Scottish tourism. The country, which is home to 2,000 castles, countless lochs and 128 whisky distilleries, is a great destination for tourists. At the moment, there are plenty travel restrictions. Many people have lost their jobs. The lucky ones are on furlough. Companies are closing down. Hotels, bars, restaurants have closed temporarily, and who knows when they can reopen. Scotland have imposed quarantines, entry bans and other restrictions. Personally, I haven't been able to work since the 24th of March, which is 12 weeks now. The whole village where I live is closed down for safety reasons. Being one of the top destinations on the North Coast 500 route, which going through Scotland, and we are in the middle, we had to stop tourists to come up from the south because the infection rates and the infection numbers are very high down there. Our county Sutherland, which is the very north up on the map, doesn't have any recorded cases just yet. I have spent 5 summers in this village already, but I never seen the beach so isolated, deserted. There is no one here, just the nature. We are hoping that tourism is gonna come back soon. It has to come back because the village is relying on tourists. Most people in the village running a bed and breakfast, a restaurant, a pub. So they really need the tourism to get back on track on its feet. Personally, I really miss guests in the hotel and the everyday interaction with them, as I have been working in this industry for 15 years now. I guess when you are doing something for so long in your life, it's just so hard to imagine how you would live and cope when you have to change your daily routine. But I heard a saying, which is you can change your behavior and form a new habit within 21 days. So probably that will work, but as it is week 12 now, it still feels strange. And everything is closed down. We can only travel 5 miles from our house and only essential shops are open here. At the moment we still don't know when it's going to end. Apparently the government wants to open bars, restaurants, hotels from the 15th of July. However, all the main tourist attractions and festivals have been cancelled here. Everything is gonna be open only with restrictions. Now I have spoken to local owners here and they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel just yet. They think it's still a long way to go until everything gets back to normal, if it does. But in my opinion, I don't think it will ever be like it was before. They already forecasting the second wave for July and August is due to the British tourists who are already planning holidays to go abroad, as Cyprus, Spain, Greece, Iceland opening their borders. So Brit tourists are gonna go away, and when they come back, probably they're gonna avoid the quarantine. However, at the moment there is a strict 14-day quarantine, but it can change to self-isolation. We just have to wait and see. But one thing is sure, we just have to wait and see what the future brings, and we have to adapt to the new requirements and the demands as soon as possible. I think quick and prompt reaction could be the key for this industry to stay on its feet. Tourism is a very important part of the Scottish economy, but I think everywhere, all over the world, not to mention Spain, the Canary Islands, and all over the places. Challenges are high, but I think they will come out of it, which is going to take time. We definitely need new strategies and new initiatives in place. Hope and positivity will help too. There is no doubt that this pandemic situation has brought a lot of negative impact on the tourism everywhere, but hopefully we will gradually recover. Probably the demand for traveling will be lower for a while due to uncertainty and fear. Now, promoting domestic tourism will be the key. That's what Scotland wants to do as well. We want to encourage British people to travel mainly. The recovery has to be parallel to the recovery to the other sectors. The top concern is to ensure the safety of the guests and the staff in the same time. I think before the pandemic, we took it granted that we can travel anywhere at any time. Myself being a traveler, I never had a fear. I never worried about anything. I just never thought that this could happen. From now on, we have to pay much more attention on health and safety and the well-being of employees, employers and the guests, because the human loss is immeasurable and intolerable. Now, thank you very much for your attention. I would like to give hopes to everyone and send positive vibes from this lovely area. And hopefully next time when I come down here to the beach, there will be plenty of tourists and then we can get back our normal life. Thank you and bye now. Bye.
I'm really happy to be part of this, and I will try to contribute with my experience, my personal experience for the moment. I'm based in Portugal, and here the situation was easier than everywhere else, okay? So the hotel where I'm working closed on the 23rd of March. So 1 week before the closing, my boss asked me to stay home because they were already trying to send all the guests home, so there was no enough job for all the team. And then he asked me to go back when the hotel closed. So I have actually been working in an empty hotel for 1 month and a week, 5 weeks, yeah. Then after that, the first week of May, I started the layoff. So I am currently in layoff until the 1st of July. The hotel will open on the 19th of June, but still the volume of the job is not that much, so they don't need everybody to be there. So probably I will start working in July. When I started being home, as I said, the hotel was still open, but the situation in my home country, in Italy, was really bad. So I was receiving all this news from home. Italy was already in a total lockdown. The whole country was locked down. And here the situation was like, what is happening? So here everything is all right, but we are receiving so many bad news from all over the world. So here people could not really believe what was happening, okay? So when I went back to work after 1 week, 10 days almost, in quarantine, in self-quarantine, self-isolation, because everybody was still going out and I was closed at home, terrified. When I've been told, okay, you have to go back to work and you will be alone, because my other colleague was home and my boss was working from home, okay? Well, I was feeling like I was going to war. So the day I have been crossing the hall, going back to the job, I was like, oh my God, what is gonna happen? I'm going to the war. The empty hotel is really scaring. It's weird because here we are many people. I have started working here in the low season, and we were like 300 people. During the high season, I've been told they reached the 600 people. So it was really weird, really sad. Okay, so they took advantage of this situation to do some works. So they were like destroying things in the lobby and rebuilding things and refurbishing. So it was even worse, okay, because everything was like destroyed. Yeah. I was there to carry on with duties without guests, okay? So I was helping the reservation team and I was doing my job as customer service agent to delete reservations, to give back money, to, when they reserve here, they reserve everything, restaurants, golf, services, okay? So we needed to delete everything from all the systems and to explain people something that personally I didn't know, okay? Many times we received questions and neither me or the revenue manager that was there with me and the reservation manager that was there with me, nobody knew the answer, okay? So they were asking things, of course, because they needed an answer, but nobody knew what to say. So I have to say, I really felt better when the clients were not asking anything, just sending emails to say, "We hope you guys are fine." This is really something, okay? So I have to say that that we created new dynamics because we weren't a group, okay? We were coming from different departments, and we worked together well, okay? Sometimes in the very beginning, people were really scared, so it happened, colleagues like freaking out. After that, everything was smoother, okay? So even if we had to communicate difficult things, difficult questions, and difficult moments, we were hearing how much we were losing in terms of money, okay? So it was difficult, but we were always close, we were always together, okay, living this together. We are lucky, we have the beach in front of the house, we need just to walk 5 minutes, so we could do it without breaking any law. And then there was the part of, again, going to war, that was going to the supermarket. So put on a mask, put on gloves, stay far from people. In the beginning, I was really scared. When I started the layoff, thanks God, the tourism of Portugal and many other things like Coursera and online universities, they were giving many free courses. So I basically kept myself really busy. I was having courses 6-8 hours per day, and so was doing my boyfriend. So we almost didn't have time to do other things. And I was waking up really early, going to a long walk, like 9-10 kilometers every day, with a friend, with a colleague that is home and is living nearby, and yoga sessions, and training at home, staying with my pets. This was my life. This is still my life. I have to say that with this situation, I found a new way to spend time, okay? There is no need to rush, to go around, to do things, okay? So I have to say that I really enjoyed finding time for myself. What I miss is people, okay? So I miss flying home. For me, it was like taking a bus. Once a month, I was flying to Italy, and I cannot do that anymore. I will not do it for some months because it can be dangerous for my family, even when it will be allowed. I miss going out with friends, kissing friends, having physical contact. Now is weird. I believe that we are building a new communication system around us, because now in the beginning it was weird because we were trying to kiss people, and then we were like, oh no, my god, sorry. Now we don't try, we don't even try. So everything has changed. So yeah, I'm missing that. I'm missing physical contact with people. Yeah. Today I was going to the supermarket, and we have already many local tourists here, and it's crazy. Supermarket is full, it's difficult, you have to queue, but I was like, oh my god, thanks God they are here. Okay, so the tourists are the light at the end of the tunnel, and we will see how the things are during the next winter. It will be tougher than a normal winter. The hotel where I work never closes, thanks God, so people can work, but we will see after these difficult times, we will see. in the winter. Maybe focusing on a different kind of accommodation. So what is really request now for people who can afford that is separate and private accommodation. So we have some villas and they are full. So we have here people able to afford this. Of course, a villa has a different price than a room in a hotel, and they have their private pool. Everything is theirs. Okay, so they don't need to stay together with people. We will need to rethink everything, like breakfast buffet, every kind of event, meeting, everything. Okay, so we have seen with these difficult times that everything is possible. We can do everything in our personal life. We have been able to train at home, study at home, taking a degree at home, everything at home. So of course, with the tourism industry difficult, you cannot do that at home, but you can rethink the concept. So social distancing and making people feel safe. This, I think, is really important. Also from the marketing point of view, people feeling safe. So people knowing how we clean the rooms, how we organize the spaces and so the public areas. Yeah, I think this is really important. Thank you very much. Bye.